We're the Johnsons.
We're Discover Boating and Ebony's coolest black family.
I'm Kenny Johnson. I own restaurants and bars.
Yolandra. I'm a doctor and I'm a gastroenterologist, and I'm in private practice up on the North Shore of Chicago.
Hi, I'm Kenneth Johnson. I want to be a software engineer and develop video games.
Hi, I'm Chase. I want to be an NFL player, an NBA player.
Well, we're actually both from the East Coast, went to the same college, but met here in Chicago at the gym. I had on a Maryland t-shirt, and he asked if I went to University of Maryland, and I said, no, I went to University of Virginia. And he said, so did I.
I pursued and did ask her out multiple times before she said yes. Yeah, that might be a little too much to try.
We do a lot of things as a family.
We travel to make sure that obviously these guys get to see their cousins. Our grandparents love to see the kids.
We always do active things.
I like Mexico and Turks and Caicos because in Mexico, the bungee jumping, I got to eat tacos and stuff like that. And yeah, the hotel was nice, very nice.
But I particularly like Martha's Vineyard better than every place. Martha's Vineyard has always been a happy place for African Americans. It was one of the first resort towns that really welcomed African Americans.
We've been going to Martha's Vineyard for 20 years. Actually, it's one of the first trips Kenny and I went on, right?
It was.
With all of our friends. And so we introduced these guys to it. They love it. We spend a lot of time on the water. And we often stay by the harbor. And all we see are these gorgeous boats. And so we thought maybe that's something that we can incorporate into our lifestyle.
We're new boat owners. My father was a captain in the Navy, so I kind of always grew up around it and going on boats, and he commanded ships. So I've been around it, but honestly, in Chicago, the boating scene really kind of has exploded, and people are out there all the time. I went out there with a good friend of mine, Larry Rogers, on his boat. And next thing you know, for whatever reason, I just got a bug to get one, unbeknownst to my wife. Until she walked up on the boat. She was going to a party with her girlfriends, and I called her girlfriends to say, hey, why don't you bring this party on this boat? They were like, what are you talking about? I said, well, just come bring the party on the boat. So they brought the little party on the boat. I walked out, my wife was there, standing there like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, well, this is your boat. And so everybody kind of fell out. But since then, it's a whole lifestyle. The boating scene is something that I wanted to get my sons involved in. So I thought it was something cool and something different for an African-American family to do.
I used to be afraid of the water, actually, when I was 9, maybe up to 13. But then I started taking swim lessons at East Bank, and I was able to join my swim team.
Just thinking about everything about growing up and seeing, for me, I never saw another black doctor, right? So it just I fell into it, and I loved it, and I try to be a mentor to others. But when I think about Ebony, I think about that. You're showing families and what people are doing, and I think you can get more people interested in this and knowing that it's not out of reach.
Ebony has such a strong tie to, obviously, our community. And the way that they're coming together with Discover Boating, it makes it even more interesting because this is a sport that traditionally doesn't include us. Us being just literally a part of this with these two young guys, it makes all the difference. These guys wouldn't be experiencing this unless we just say, you know what, we're going to take a chance, buy a boat, get involved, showing us and showing other black families to the world, hey, we're doing the same stuff too. I think moving black forward is just going to be showing people different experiences from our point of view and giving these guys different opportunities that they might not necessarily have.
I think actually Kenny just summed it up. Really just being empathetic and understanding that others may not have all the things that you have, and giving to others and philanthropy, just all of that. Well, we're actually part of some social groups that I'm sure many of you are aware of, Jack and Jill. Through that, the boys are both involved quite a bit.
Well, I like to be a part of Jack and Jill because it helps with community service and it teaches you a lesson on how to give back to your community.
You get to help people in need and put smiles on their faces.
We're the Johnsons.
See you out here.